A team of divers are sharing their story from a 2008 recovery mission to find the remains of missing men from World War II. The Defense Prisoner of War and Missing in Action Accounting Agency work to identify Americans killed in war so they can return home to their families. News 13's Riley Lehman joins us live in studio. Riley, who are they looking for on this mission?
Shelby, they were looking for World War II servicemen who were lost in a plane crash over Palau on September 1st, 1944. There was 11 men on the plane and 3 parachuted out. The mission was to get all 8 men who were left on the plane positively identified. And during their dive in 2008, they had just 1 man left to find, Jimmy Doyle. In 2008, a crew of 37 divers, anthropologists, archaeologists, Air Force experts, and diving medical officers spent 47 days in Palau. The team performed underwater excavations using a vacuum in search of artifacts. They worked 14 hours a day, carefully navigating through unstable corals and wreckage.
We had to make sure that the divers didn't get trapped underneath these, 2-ton coral heads that could easily, especially when we're digging around the bottom of them, can just roll off.
During their search, they finally hit a breakthrough. They found the dog tag of Jimmy Doyle, the last man they were searching for.
When Dr. Emery came out and handed me that tag, I just couldn't believe it. Every hair on my body stood up, and we found Jimmy. We just couldn't believe it, so it was unbelievable.
After finding his dog tag, they also recovered parts of his skeleton, but they could only take certain items back.
They belong to the U.S. government, but it's a war grave site. So the Palauans basically had control over it, and they did not want anything taken from the grave site that wasn't personal to the person who we were recovering.
They were brought back during an arrival ceremony at the Hickam Air Force Base in Hawaii. Then the fallen heroes were laid in their final resting place at the Arlington National Cemetery.
To be honest, none of this is about us. It's about bringing closure to those families. That's what's the most important thing in almost everybody's mind.
Jimmy's son gave me a hug and just wouldn't let me go. And he just kept saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. Why am I the lucky one? Why do I get to know that my dad is home? And so he was very grateful and appreciative.
But the work of finding missing service members is never over. They hope future generations carry on their work.
They had archaeologists and physical anthropologists to help identify the equipment, the plane, but also the remains of the men who went down and who were later, they did DNA analysis on to be able to identify by matching with the living relatives. And so I think this inspires students as well as members of the community about our human past and why it's important.
There are over 81,000 American service members who are still missing in action, and the search to find them continues.
Riley, what are the teams currently working on?
Shelby, Project Recover is currently working on tackling the 700 cases in their database, but it could take decades to complete each case. However, the team says they'll never give up on bringing home fallen service members and continue to remember them through their work.
All right, thank you. That's Riley Lehman reporting live from our studio.